Welcome back, everyone. I am super excited to have you here for another Forge College Explainer. Now, if you've been following our track on Web 2 integration and API development on Solana, you already know we've been building some seriously incredible things. But today, well, today's pretty special. We are officially building the ultimate AI to Web3 translator gadget. That's right, we are implementing a minimal MCP server. My absolute main goal for this session is to give you total clarity on how to bridge the gap between artificial intelligence and structured blockchain data. And don't worry, we're going to do it step by step. Let's jump right in. Okay, here's our game plan for today. We'll start with exactly what an MCP server is, then move into setting up the blueprint, mocking the Solana data, building out our endpoints, adding some bulletproof error handling, and finally, testing your brand new server. Quick and painless. All right, let's do a quick reality check on where we actually are in the curriculum. Think back to our previous lesson. We were deep, and I mean literally in the trenches, testing and debugging non-transferable contracts. We were wrestling with some seriously heavy on-chain logic. But today we get to peel off that heavy armor and throw on our Web 2 mechanics hat. We're shifting gears completely to build a lightweight, friendly Web 2 bridge that just lets an AI read Solana data. Honestly, it's a breath of fresh air. Section 1. What is an MCP server? The AI Web3 translator gadget. So, right off the bat, let's clear something up. An MCP, which stands for Model Context Protocol, is absolutely not some kind of incomprehensible alien technology. At its core, it's just a standard. It allows AI models to request and read structured data from external sources. Think of it kind of like this. Your AI model is a brilliant but extremely hungry guest, and it only eats a very specific diet. Your MCP server is basically just a friendly little Node.js application, acting as a waiter, handing out perfectly shaped JSON snacks to the AI. It takes an abstract schema and turns it into actual runnable behavior. That's a whole shebang. Just a tiny HTTP server serving up data exactly the way the AI expects it. Section 2. Setting up the blueprint. Scaffolding your Node.js app.
Let's run through the classic developer ritual to get this gadget built. Step 1. Make the directory. mkdir minimal MCP server. Step 2, jump in, cd minimal MCP server. Step 3, we do a rapid-fire initialize of our node project with npm init-y. And finally, step 4, we install our trusty tool belt, npm install express body parser course. This right here brilliantly illustrates why we use Node and Express for this. It gives us an incredibly quick baseline. We're using plain old JavaScript for speed, keeping everything super lightweight so we can iterate fast. Honestly, we just need a basic file structure, an index.js for the server entry, a routes.js for our endpoints, and an example.js file. Simple as that.
Section 3. Mocking the Solana data. Crafting the JSON snacks. Now, before we even think about touching the live blockchain, we are going to use fake data. You might be wondering why? Well, because it validates our protocol design choices instantly, completely avoiding the latency of live Solana RPC integrations. We're just creating two small explicitly shaped objects. The first, example account, includes an ID, a type set to account, a slot, and a data object with fields like owner and lamp ports. Then we've got example transaction, which includes an ID, a type set to transaction, slot, signature, and a summary. Notice how insanely explicit and concrete these fields are. Keeping this mapping process highly visible means the AI tools won't have to guess what they're looking at. Section 4. Building the endpoints. Mapping data to routes. Think of this table like an engineering patent diagram. It perfectly maps out how our two endpoints process requests. First up, we have the /mcp/account/ID endpoint. It takes a URL ID string as a parameter, and its success response shape is a beautiful, entirely predictable object featuring an ID, type, slot, data, and metadata. Second, the /mcp/transactions endpoint. This one takes an optional query limit and hands back an array of transactions summary objects. These endpoints are intentionally simplified. When the AI model knocks on the door of port 3000 and asks for these specific endpoints, it knows exactly what shape of data it's going to get back, every single time. Section 5. Bulletproof error handling. The bouncers at the club. Okay, you have to imagine deterministic error handling, like incredibly strict bouncers at an exclusive club, dealing with a very literal robotic guest, which is our AI. If the AI walks up and asks for an account ID that is missing or malformed, the bouncer can't just slam the door or shrug. The AI literally won't understand. Instead, the bouncer has to hand back a very specific HTTP 400 error card that explicitly reads invalid_request. If the account just doesn't exist, it hands back an HTTP 404 not found card. And hey, if the club itself catches fire, it's an HTTP 500 server error. By returning these deterministic, machine-readable codes and messages, the automated agent knows exactly why it was rejected and can programmatically react to it, rather than just crashing the whole system. Section 6. Testing your new server. The quality assurance check. So I want to challenge you right now with a super simple question. Did we actually build it right? To figure that out, we have 3 success criteria we must verify. 1. Does the server run locally and answer queries? 2. Do the responses perfectly follow the model structure we just defined? And 3. Does our bouncer, our basic error handling, actually work? To find out, we just open up a new terminal, assuming our server is running on port 3000, and we use a basic curl command to ping it. You type curl-i http://localhost:3000/mcp/account/account:example pub key 1. When you hit enter there, you are looking for that beautiful HTTP 200 response, followed by a JSON body containing exactly the ID, type, slot, data, and metadata we mocked up a few minutes ago. You can also test your bouncers, by the way, by intentionally leaving the ID off the end of the URL to make sure you get that sweet HTTP 400 invalid request error. If you got all that, congratulations, your server is alive and kicking. As we start to wrap things up, I want to leave you with this core philosophy directly from our source material. Explicit response shape matters. Name the fields clients will rely on and return them deterministically so AI tools can parse reliably. Honestly, that right there is the absolute golden rule of this entire explainer. Building a minimal MC server isn't about writing complex, convoluted algorithms. It is entirely about providing absolute, unwavering predictability for the AI. Start with mocked data, define your shapes explicitly, and design error codes specifically for machines. That stable foundation, that's exactly what will allow you to automate your testing and distribute your tools later on. What an incredibly fun build today. I mean, swapping out the heavy on-chain debugging for a slick, lightweight Web 2 AI bridge is just so rewarding. On behalf of Forge College, I want to thank you so much for joining me in this explainer. If you found this valuable and you are ready to master building even more custom MCPs and AI-powered workflows on Solana, please head over and visit forge.college to take your Web3 development to the absolute next level. Because honestly, now that you have a bridge that allows AI to seamlessly read your Solana data, what unstoppable automated workflow are you going to build first? Keep building, keep learning, and I will see you in the next one.